We have special guest back, Stuttering John. Thank you for coming back in, buddy.
Hey, I love coming here, bro. I swear to God, I love doing your show.
It's always fun. And you're funny as hell. You're fun. You're a good guy. We have a good time.
Yeah. And you're nice enough that you sent your girl to come pick me up.
Sure. Why wouldn't I? With the kid.
Yeah, with the kids freaking passed out in the back.
Well, I figured you could give me a break.
But, I love doing the show, man. So it's always fun. It's different than my show because I can talk about anything because with my show, it's mostly political except for my beer on the balcony, which is all just, all my, comedian friends and stuff. But here I can actually get real and shoot his shit when it comes to all the assholes in my life.
I saw you did change up your podcast look, though. It looks a lot better than it did last time. Like the whole setup of it looks good.
Yeah, well, that's thanks to Hal Sparks. He's like, John, get a green screen. Fucking come on, man. Fucking
stepping up here, buddy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, get into the fucking 21st century already.
So before we get into your bitching about everybody, right? So what's the whole war with Tucker Carlson and Howard Stern? What's that whole war thing?
Okay,
I saw it on one of your podcasts, and I listened to it, but I want you to tell.
Well, here's my thing, and this is my opinion, because I don't want to argue with you. Tucker Carlson's a moron, and I'm going to back it up with proof. When Tucker Carlson, when Fox News was settling the Karen McDougal case, anybody can Google this, the defense that Fox News came with to get Tucker Carlson off was that no reasonable viewer takes him seriously.
Yeah, but he's number one.
I know, because people like fiction. They don't want, they just like to be entertained. People are sheep. But I'm just saying, that being said, he goes off on Howard because Howard's a little, look, I'm vaccinated. You know what I mean? I'm dating a girl from Vietnam. Now who is, not only is she apolitical, she's also a holistic person who won't get vaccinated. Does it matter to me? I don't give a frog's fat ass. She's hot. I want to make love to the girl. I don't care if she's vaccinated. But I'll tell you this, so Howard Stern has this, and the only thing I'm going to say that I was just goofing on before we started is, and I'll even say to Rob, our engineer here, who's a sweet man, is that fucking, I hear Howard Stern's rant on why he wants everybody to get vaxxed, and I goofed on him on my own show. I go, Howard's rant was, come on, all you fuckers get vaxxed so I can go outside and play chess and take pictures. Now, Howie, are you kidding me? That's the two things that come to your mind that you want to do is go play chess and take fucking pictures? What the fuck is wrong? What happened to this guy? Who stole the real Howard and who's this impersonator?
You tell me, you worked with him.
Yeah, we used to drink, get stoned, go out to strip clubs, go out to restaurants, go out to dinner with Ozzy and Sharon. Now he wants to play chess? And fucking take pictures? First of all, why can't he still take pictures? He lives on the fucking beach. Walk outside to your beach and take pictures of the water. What? You're not going to be in contact with anybody on the fucking beach? What the fuck is wrong? And if you want to play chess, just go find a guy who's vaxxed. Right?
Hey,
he's he's got a hot young fucking wife, a model wife, a trophy wife. Why not say, I want to take her out. I want to take her out to dinner. I want to go to the gym. I don't know. Something that's, but to go out to play chess and fucking take pictures, that is the lamest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And some girl on Twitter goes, oh, John, it was just a metaphor. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, sweetheart. I know the man. This man has changed to a person that not any Stern fan from my era knows who the fuck he is. That said, I think Tucker Carlson's an asshole. But and then here's my other problem with Howard. Tucker Carlson then goes after Howard. Now, I will tell you this. The Howard I knew, the Howard that everybody loved, all of the fucking millions and millions of former Stern fans, they would expect Howard Stern to retaliate.
Yeah. No, I like Tucker. I like him a lot.
I'm sure you do.
But everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah,
but you're absolutely right.
But they would expect Howard to retaliate. And what a disappointment it was for me. Because I know you like him. I don't like Tucker Carlson. I think he spreads a lot of false information. But that being said, it really pissed me off that Howard didn't go after him like he used to. Don't you remember when he would go after Don Imus, John DeBella, Mark and Brian, the Grease Man?
Rob, remember he used to go after Imus almost every other day.
Tommy,
there would be people you didn't even know that he would pull up and hear that somebody said something and rip him a new asshole. Remember? I mean, that's really why we all tuned in, I think.
Tommy,
part of it.
He's become Imus. He used to goof on Imus for being the old man having the young blonde wife. You see any similarities?
No comment. Because I was a huge fan of Howard, but that one there, I have no comment. I played the fifth.
Why? He's become Imus.
I grew up listening to the guy. I love the guy. I mean,
he's one of the best. But look, you ask any Stern fan now.
No, you're right.
I have to tell you this, which is really, and I don't, and like I know all my haters, which I don't even give a fuck about, are gonna fuck. But this is a true story. I'm at the Miller's Ale House in Boca, and I'm sitting talking to a buddy of mine, and we're talking about. And I guess we're talking something about Howard. And this kid, like who's eating dinner, he's like 33 years old. He says to me, "Hey, Stuttering John, I overheard you. I just got to say, my dad is such a huge fan of you and the era that you were on. I mean, he loves you. Like, he would tell me all of all your interviews and he would get me to watch. And I mean, he loves you. I go, do me a favor, call your dad. He goes, really? I go, yeah, call him. Calls him. Hey, Dad, someone wants to talk to you. So I take the phone. Hey, man, how you doing, Rob? His name was Rob. Hey, he goes, who's this? I go, yeah, Stuttering John. He goes, no fucking way. I go, yeah, man. And then we have a 5-10 minute conversation. I always do that because,
That's cool, though. That's cool because a lot of people in your position wouldn't do that because they would think that they're too cool because they were on Howard and Leno and everything else. That's just the truth.
I always do. Like at any of my comedy shows, if someone says, I'm sorry, my mom couldn't make it. She had this or that. I go, here, go ahead, call her up. I always do it. But then there's only two. These are the two guys and my buddy. So there's 4 of us on our side of the bar. The guy to the 10 seats away goes, hey, I overheard you, John. I'm a big fan, too. Can I take a picture with you? And it was just like, holy shit. What are the odds that, the two guys sitting
in one bar, right?
In one bar.
In Boca yet.
Yeah, in Boca. I was shocked, and it's kind of cool that people still love that era of the Stern Show,
Well, it was the best ever. I mean, there's Rogan now, there's everybody else, but that paved the way.
Yeah. That
era paved the way for everything you see now. The reason why we're sitting together right now, you guys paved the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah, and it's the gift that keeps on giving because there is such a big fan base of that era. And I can't tell you, I don't know about you, but so many people say they don't even know this Howard anymore. Like, you and I were talking about it before. Now, he does 3 shows a week. He does 3 hours a day. So he does 9 hours. Do you realize he makes for every show, for just one show, for 3 hours, he makes 1 million, I think $1.3 million in those 3 hours. Now, God bless him. I mean, he was that good that he's able to.
Yeah, he worked to get that.
He worked to get it. Now, does he need that much money? I mean, he's a billionaire now. See, that's the one thing I never get. If you become that, like, Tommy, if you become that fucking rich, I mean, when is enough? Like, when do you start taking care of your staff? Like, you know, when do you go to Baba Booey? Hey, Bob, here's $1 million. I think that's all it's going to cost to fix those choppers of yours. Here's $1 million. Here, fucking fix those fucking things. Fred, here's $10 million. That's fucking therapy you're going to need to make you normal. You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't he? Shouldn't he do that?
Do you still talk to Baba Booey?
You know, see, this is
because I thought you guys were super close.
This is the other strange thing, and I know this from this story is corroborated. Everything I say is corroborated because I don't want to get any lawsuits, and I know you're going to talk about my lawsuit in a little while, but apparently Gary had a meeting and said if anybody talks to any cast member, any former cast member, you know, you'll be ruined in show business. Like he said something to that effect. You know, I'm obviously I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to that effect. And first of all, who's Baba Booey to ruin anybody? You know, the guy's fucking incompetent. He's a bumbling fight. You know, he's the Andy Capp of our day.
I did think it was cool that even as technology went on, they kept him sounding like he was on that weird microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just part of the stick, though. Now, when he does a 3-hour show,
my professional life is at a 9, but my personal life is at a 2. No, you shrimp fucking eating lunatic.
Can you do a Richard impression? I miss him like hell.
Who?
Richard, Crazy Richard.
I don't remember Crazy Richard.
Richard? You remember Richard?
No.
He was like the hick. He was like the hick.
Do you mean Jeff the Drunk?
No, not Jeff the Drunk. Richard.
I don't know.
He was like Hillbilly. He was funny as fuck.
I think it was gone by then.
Maybe you were.
Yeah. But you know, and that's the thing, like, because you know I'm staying at Scott the Engineer's house tomorrow.
Yeah, shout out to Scott. Love that.
Yeah. Well,
he was always cool when he would come in.
Yeah, I just hooked Scott up big time with the great gig. I mean, you know, and
good for him.
Yeah. But because that's what friends do for friends. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's who I am. You know, I'll tell you, like my edict in life is, you know, I'm here to help people because what the fuck else am I here for? Like, I believe in always helping people, you know, always pay it forward. Like, always give back, you know, always take care of people. That's me, you know. Now, and then we shift to Scott the Engineer, and you shift to Howard. And I don't know if I talked about this on the last show, but this is all true. This is straight from Scott's mouth. Scott's wife is dying, and I know. Did I tell you this story?
No.
Did I talk? So
I'm sorry to hear that, Scott.
Yeah, no. So Scott's wife has cancer, and Scott needs cash. He needs $50,000 at least to cover the chemo and the drugs. Now, he approaches Howard in the hallway, to like see if he can, like, I don't know,
like a loan maybe or something.
Something.
Yeah.
You know what Howard says to him? You're not allowed to talk to me. Talk to Marcy, and then walks away from Scott the Engineer. No one's allowed to approach Howard in the hallway. That is a fact. And even,
even Robin
probably, she could probably get away with it. But Opie, because Opie, is at the same place. He actually videotaped them clearing the hallway for Howard to walk down. So I'm not bullshitting here. Everything I say here is going to be true. That's the one thing you're always going to get. I'm in New York. I'm not going to bullshit like about anything. So, okay. So then Scott goes to Marcy Turk, a.k.a. Yoko Turco.
Yoko, okay. All right, now I know.
Who fucking essentially, I don't know. She's like Dr. Frankenstein. I mean, she's changed Howard into being a person that I don't even know anymore. And I think most of his fans don't know anymore.
You think she's behind it?
I know she's behind it.
Damn. She's got that much juice on him, huh?
And you know how you know? I'll tell you this, Tommy. I've never told you this. She was, it's so funny. Her resume, I think I think Monique from Radio Gunk had sent me. I always like to give credit where credit is due. She
Sure.
has sent me Marcy's resume, and Marcy's resume
How'd that look?
had a ton of misspellings. Now, if you saw on one of my podcasts, my producer Royce and I did we were the first to get the what was it called? Getting Things Done seminar hosted by Howard Stern. And it's Douche Chill City. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's Howard. It's Howard's literally taking credit for Adam Levine's career. I forget the
Adam Levine? Like the guy who's on like American
Yeah, he's
Idol
taking
or something?
credit for all like these celebrities. If it weren't for us, nobody would know who the fuck they are. I swear to you, he says this, and it's not on. Well, and also Whitney Cummings, he's taking credit. It's all on. I mean, he's there. He's standing up, and he's taking, and he's trying to motivate his crowd, his staff, 150
I
people.
can't believe Adam Levine.
Yeah.
That dude could fucking sing like crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
He's got the personality, the look.
I know.
He don't need anybody.
But so he's doing all this, but they have a bunch of screenshots in the back of all like keep our structure, and structure's spelt wrong. So initially, I thought, oh, it had to be Baba Booey who was in charge of all the fucking things because there's all these misspellings. I'm going, and it has to be Baba Booey because he's as dumb as a fucking rock. Look, he went to Adelphi, dude. That's like DeVry. You know what I mean? And then I see Marcy Turk's resume, and then I go, oh, she was the idiot that fucking proofread that fucking thing. So, but anyway, yeah, Howard does this thing. So she's in charge. So now, Scott the engineer goes to Marcy, goes, look, I want to set up a GoFundMe. And she goes, okay, but you can't say you're Scott the engineer, and you can't say that you work for the Howard Stern Show. Scott goes, fine. So he sets it up as Scott Salem. He raises $75,000. He's only asking $50,000.
Good for him.
Because people love the fucking guy.
Yeah.
I love the guy.
Yeah, me too. We all do.
Yeah. So then what happens? Now Howard's fucking embarrassed because all his fans are going, really, Howard? Really? You're worth $1 billion? And you couldn't just freaking give Scott $50,000 to save his fucking wife? Really? And there's no guarantee that, that would save her, but at least make a fucking attempt. Look, I work for Jay Leno, right? Here's a juxtaposition. Anybody, and this is all corroborated. Jay Leno, if you're a staff member who's been there for a few years, and you have someone in the hospital and you can't afford the hospital bills, time and time again, Jay pays for those hospital bills.
He's an Italian guy. Of course he does.
But that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
So Howard then gets embarrassed. What does he do to Scott? Scott gets demoted. Scott now is not working on the same floor as Howard anymore. He's on a floor lower. He is written out of every script, any bit. He's never on the air, and he doesn't work for the Howard Stern Show anymore. Now he's only a staff member of Sirius. Now I ask you, before I ask you,
And you just left his house to come here.
no, I'll be there tomorrow. I just talked to him on the phone.
Oh, sorry. Thought you were there.
But so now, then unfortunately, Scott's wife Robin passes away.
Sorry to hear that.
God bless her soul, right?
Absolutely.
So she passes away. Now I ask you, Tommy, you are an Italian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I was just making a joke.
Yeah, I know, but all you got to be is a human being. Now, I ask you, if anybody in your realm, Scott the engineer has been working with Howard for 30 years. His wife dies. What would you do?
I would definitely send a gift, a card, and be at the funeral.
Yes. Or
well, I don't go to funeral. I hate funerals, but I would send some type of condolence.
would you go in and like he's right downstairs? You wouldn't go up to him and give him a big hug?
Of course I would.
And Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what Howard does? He sends Scott a 2-sentence email. Beth and I are sorry for your loss. We have donated to a cancer charity in your wife's name. That's it. That is it. Now, I ask you, is that normal?
I mean, at least he did something.
Oh God! You know what? Stop being an apologist. Come on, man. No, that's
something.
That's pathetic. Come on, man.
I'm not saying it's not pathetic, but at least he did something.
Yeah, he typed 2 sentences out on his fucking computer.
All right, buried. Got buried. All right, I'm in the ground. I'm digging myself up.
All right, Rob. I'll ask you.
How after all these years though has someone not just punched him in the fucking face? Like, honest to God, how
I almost did after he told me to abort my first kid because he said I wasn't fit to be a father. It took every cell in my body to not beat the shit out of him.
I think I'd take a day in jail. Find me. What the fuck are you gonna take from me? Punch him right in the fucking mouth. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
But poor Scott. 6 months later, Scott gets canned.
Now that's fucked up.
He gets canned because he was his girlfriend, that whoever he brought to, I guess, some party, she was taping Howard's speech, and Yoko Turco came over and said, give me the phone or delete the fucking thing, and then Scott got mad and said no, and Scott has a bad temper.
But Howard's probably just waiting for that second where he could find one tiny bit of a reason to get rid of him.
Correctamundo.
So I just dug myself out of the hole now, right?
To quote the Fonz, correctamundo. But yeah, and that's what happened. So that's why
how do you get 500 million, 500 million, 400 million, whatever, hundreds of millions, and you can't give a guy that you worked with for 30 years $50K to save his wife's life?
Now I'll give you another juxtaposition between Howard Stern and Jay Leno.
Rob, that's rough, man.
He's a fucking dick.
Okay, and now I'm going to give you another juxtaposition.
That's a real fucking dick move, man. That bothers me because I just lost my mom, and
I'm so sorry, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
but I mean, I can't.
And I mean that from the bottom of my
heart. No, I know
you
do. I know, but I can't imagine going like Rob's got 300 million, and I go to Rob and say, Rob, my mom's gonna die. Can I please borrow 50 grand so I can, have a little bit of more time with her? Like
the least he could have even done if he doesn't want to have the guy keep the money and he wants the money back, even though it's not going to happen, then just give the guy a loan even.
Yeah.
Pay back.
Yeah, like put a fucking VIG on it. Put a fucking VIG on it.
No, just garnish his salary.
Front it to him or whatever. I don't know. Put 2 points on it, Howard.
It's lunacy.
Yeah, man.
It's lunacy. But
now, do you think he would have done that 20 years ago? When he was the old Howard, do you think he would have done the same shit, told him to basically go kick rocks?
Probably, because he's always been a cheap fuck. Well, I mean, look, put it this way. My Christmas bonus once, and this is a true story. I don't know if I told you this before.
No, I didn't hear about the Christmas bonus.
Rob, you hear it? I swear to God.
Wait, let's take bets. How much money do you think, Rob?
Oh, I don't think he gave him money. He probably gave him like a can of nuts and chocolate chip cookies.
He's very fucking close.
I'm gonna say a gift card to dinner, and a note.
No, that would be too much.
No, a gift card to dinner and a note to go harass a celebrity because nobody else wants to.
No, that'd be too much. This is the truth. I think I still have the fucking thing. He gave me a canister of popcorn with 3 different flavors.
That's not even funny.
Cheddar, caramel, and regular. Now, I swear on my life, guys, I reached my arm down to think there was going to be a check on the bottom like a Cracker Jack box. I swear to God.
And what was there?
And nothing.
No toy, no nothing?
Nothing.
No toy in the bottom of it?
Nothing. And I said, because Howard was like goofing on everyone's gifts to him. And I'm like, oh, fuck this guy. So, I was the one who would call him out. And everybody there knew that for some reason I'm the one who had the balls to, I was the only guy there that had the balls to fucking call him out.
Well, you didn't give a fuck.
No, I didn't care. And I'm not going to allow somebody to. So I said, Howard, You're really gonna goof on our gifts? You gave me a fucking can of popcorn, and I stuck my arm in there thinking it was a check on the bottom. And he goes, oh, well, that was probably my wife. And then I walk out of the studio. Mike Angie, the producer, walks up to me and goes, John, I did the same thing. I stuck my arm in there too.
And both of you are probably like, what the fuck? And then you got to go back to work.
Yeah. And now he's making $5-10 million a year, but still.
Yeah, but $5-10 million, what, in the 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably what, 30 million nowadays?
A canister of popcorn. You know, for Stuttering John, the one who's on the street getting beaten up by fucking various celebrities for you and is in the news all the time for his interviews. You give him a fucking canister of popcorn.
You know what I forgot to ask you last time? How many times did you get arrested? Like for being out and, you know,
I never got arrested.
Never?
I've never been arrested even now.
I thought they locked you up one time. I thought you harassed somebody, or they said you harassed them. Just asking them questions they didn't like.
I never got a DUI. I've never been arrested.
No?
Even though all my fucking, trolls just would love to hear that I have, but I haven't.
Well, that was a good question then, because you just shut the trolls up.
No, I won't.
But, it's like these trolls. It's like, do you really have nothing else to do? If you don't like it, just turn it off.
Oh, no. They have no lives.
No, I know.
And some of them, and I know as a fact, there's at least 2 or 3 of them that are certifiably insane.
Yeah, little
like I
like
might
the elevator doesn't go to the top type shit.
Like I might have to get a restraining order.
Are you really?
Yeah, I mean that's how bad it is, and I know who they are. But anyway, so just the juxtaposition is Jay Leno. This is a true story, and I'm the only person to tell it because I'm the only person really on the show that's actually, on the radio, still doing interviews and has a show because, a lot of those guys are so shy from the camera, like all the writers,
Yeah, you're still in the mix.
Yeah. So, after they tried to move Jay out for Conan, which they fucked that up, then they try and move Jay out for Jimmy Fallon. So they say to Jay, okay, I know your contract is up in September, but we want you to leave in February so we can promote Jimmy Fallon during the Winter Olympics. This is what a mensch Jay is. Jay goes, okay. This is my best.
What's a
Jay.
mensch? What's a mensch?
Oh, a mensch is a Yiddish term for like a really cool dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I was married to a Jewish woman. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But
God bless you.
So Jay says, okay, I'll leave. But here's the one caveat. You pay my whole staff until September. Their full salaries. Then I'll go. And MB said, okay. I got a lump sum of over 6 figures.
Good for you.
As a writer. Now, let me ask you, that is called a good, nice, wonderful fucking boss. That's called somebody that is actually going to go to bat for every one of his 150 staff members.
Just like the guy in Ukraine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, really?
Yeah, that is a true cool dude. And then you get Howard, who won't even give Scott $50,000 to pay for his fucking wife's chemo. What the fuck, Howie?
I don't know, man. I mean, what do you say to that?
Everything comes back around, though. It all comes back around. Howard will have his one day.
I don't know. That's what my ex-wife used to say. Oh, the universe will take care of it. Really?
It'll come.
Really?
I've been waiting for that to come for a few people.
Yes,
and I keep waiting. I'm going to be fucking dead before it happens.
But and that's the, look, I came from a childhood that my father was abusive. I mean, he was a great guy, funny. He supported us, paid for my college. But when I was a kid, he would fucking slap us around and fucking beat the shit out of my sisters. And I think that's where the stutter started, actually. And so it's like I loved my dad, but I also hated him at the same time. And that's the same thing with Howard. I admired Howard so much, and I loved him because we would hang out. I'd sleep at his house all the time. I was in his inner circle. my wife and I would hang out with, him and Beth all the time. We would have dinner. I'd work out with Howard. I'd jog with Howard and Beth. I mean, I would hang out with him and his kids at his house. I mean, it's not, I was there when he would have a girlfriend over after he got divorced. I mean, I'm talking. I mean, Baba Booey wasn't ever there. Howard didn't fucking want to hang out with Baba Booey, and I know it fucking made Baba Booey's teeth sweat, but I mean, he fucking hated the fact that I was like, but Howard just dug me. Howard thought I was funny. I would make Howard laugh, and Howard and I were friends. So I'll always love him, but I always will hate the way that they treated us on the financial level, the way they bullied us. Don Buchwald is the biggest prick in the world, and the way that he and Howard would bully us into signing shit or and doing things without even being allowed to negotiate.
What was Buchwald's actual position? I remember him. I remember hearing him all the time.
He was Howard's agent, but he was also consultant to shit. He didn't consult on anything.
So to a listener, it was confusing because it seemed like 1 minute that was his agent, but then on another level, it was like a guy that just showed up and talked during the show.
No, but he was never really on the air.
I heard him on the air.
Oh, really? Because he has
not all the time.
He has no comedic skills. I remember he was in a writers' meeting once. So we're all there. Everyone's pitching ideas and shit. And then Buchwald is like pitches some fucking lame ass fucking. I know Howard's just like, oh boy, and everybody's like, everyone's uncomfortable because it's so lame. But he's a cruel fucking dude. There's a guy, Rob. If there was one guy, that would, even though he's a lot older now, I wouldn't punch him now, but. In the day where he would scream at me or threaten to call Howard if I ever asked for anything, there's a guy I would love to fucking throw a beating to is Don Buchwald. He was such a dick. Such a fucking greedy dick.
Just out of curiosity, when you were talking about the stuttering and your father, do you think that started because you were nervous, always nervous around him if he was going to be mad, and because you were nervous and your sisters, and then that tightened you up? And then you're kind of and then that led on to stuttering. Yeah. Yeah,
because I once went to a stuttering, this guru and had a cure and all this. And I mean, it was an archaic bullshit cure, but he did say that, stuttering is usually prompted by a traumatic experience in a child's life. And that's where it starts,
I had a Marine in. Yeah. And he stuttered like hell. Yeah. And then when he went to the Marines, there was no more stuttering. Yeah. So when he got done with his 4 or 5 years, I could tell a little bit it was there, but the Marines beat it out of him. Because otherwise he was going to do, 9 million push-ups and hike up a hill and hope that nobody shoots him when he gets up on top of the hill.
Well, plus he doesn't want to kill his whole garrison because he can't say fire.
Yeah, because if he can't say fire, the whole everybody in his group got to do push-ups.
Yeah.
So you better learn how to say fire.
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of stutterers can come up with their own tricks. It's all in my book. I don't want to bore you, but I just
asked you to help somebody listening.
I cured a bad stutterer, and it's probably one of my biggest things besides saving a few people from drowning.
So if somebody wanted to contact you about stuttering, just email you or how would
anytime.
Okay. Cool.
That's
really cool, dude.
I call people all the time. I call stutterers on a regular basis, children. I've had the parents of children. I've had children. In my book, this kid, his name was Conroy Arnold, stuttered like a fiend, and then, I gave him a few tricks. He was cured.
What's one of the tricks?
Well, it's in my book, and a lot of
just
people
tell me
have heard it.
Just one.
Well, I only gave him one.
Oh, well then, fuck it, buy the book.
No. I'll just tell you, he was this black kid, about 16 years old, and his school teacher in Manhattan called me and said, "Could you talk to this kid? He looks up to you. He stutters really bad." I'm telling you, Tom, he comes in my office. He's stuttering so bad, I got tears in my eyes. Little tears in my eyes.
Because you know what it's like, right?
Oh my God! But he was much worse than I was ever, and. After an hour of talking, I said, I probably gave him a few other tricks, but here is the one that worked. I said, so what are you doing tonight? And he said, I'm taking a girl to the movies, a girl I really like. I go, here. And I pull this out of my ass, Rob. I mean, I'm not a speech therapist, although I probably know a lot more than they do. They're fucking lunatics.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, and I go, do me a favor. Bring a notebook and a pen. And if you can't speak, then at least you could write down things to the girl, and then you could be able to communicate. And by having that crutch, it might alleviate some of the stress to speak, and you might be able to speak. He goes, okay. Never hear from the kid again. 10 years later, after I give my notice to leave the Stern Show, we all happen to be going to Atlantic City. We're at the Borgata. And then it's like me, Howard, Susanna, who's my wife, and Howard's wife, Beth, and a bunch of the other guys were there. And a waitress comes up to me, and she goes, Stuttering John? I go, yeah. She goes, our head chef, he wants to say hi to you. I said, what's his name? She goes, Conroy Arnold.
Oh, no shit.
I go, get the fuck out of here. I go, yeah. He comes out, this handsome fucking guy, like 6 foot tall, walks out in his head chef outfit, telling me he doesn't stutter anymore. He's talking to me without one stutter. I go, Conroy, what happened? He goes, John, I still carry around that notebook and pen.
How fucking cool is that, dude? That had to make you feel better than...
I get chills every time I tell and then I go, and then as I joke, I go, hey, did you get laid that night? He goes, yeah. I go, shit, I got to start carrying around a notebook and pen.
You know what, though? I could see why that would work, because it would take the anxiety away. Because you've already written it down, so here you go.
Yeah.
And it takes the anxiety and the nervousness away. I could see how that would work, and if you keep repetition... Look what you did. 10 years later, you run out of this guy out of a fluke.
Yeah.
And here he is. And because you just gave him one little trick, he's working at the fucking Borgata.
Yeah.
At AC.
And I posted this on Facebook. And I didn't realize that he was like a Facebook friend. And he wrote, well, I have 15,000. I have 3 pages.
Well, of course he's your friend.
No, but on Facebook.
Yeah, what are you going to do, go through all of them?
Yeah. But anyway, I post a story and he goes, entirely true. It was like,
that was like this, right? To everybody that doubted you.
Yeah.
The guy just told you.
Exactly. You see, I drink the water too. I always hydrate when I'm dehydrated.
Right. You go boom, bada bang. Right?
I have to, because this way, you don't
get the headache.
I won't get a hangover, even though this is only my 4th. That's light for me. Jesus.
Yeah, you're going light. You're going light this round.
Slowing down.
Yeah. Well, because they're all warm. I gotta get. After this, I'm gonna take some out of the fridge.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's not.
All right, let's get to your question.
Right, yeah, tell me about the lawsuit with Sirius.
I just saw you have my great attorney, Michael Popok.
Yeah, I did. If he's a good attorney, put him down there. Fuck.
Actually, he's become a star on his own now. Like, he's with the Midas Touch Brothers. Dude,
I saw him over. You type in his name in Google. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was looking that good before you, but
him and his he works with Midas Touch Brothers and Ben Mysalis. I mean, they represented Colin Kaepernick against the NFL. And
really? Wow.
They're big time attorneys. And of course, my trolls, which I don't understand, they were happy that we lost the first round.
Why do you even read that shit?
I don't. He does. Like he happened to just had to correct them, and go, no, you don't understand. That's not a set. But I don't. I don't ever go on that thing, even though they try to pretend that I do, but I don't. But, but I did find it odd that they root against me when I'm going, okay. So you're going to be rooting for a company that is, worth billions, who are taking advantage of the little guy. So now you're going to root for Big Core against fucking a guy who's fucking, who's not receiving any compensation while they are publicizing you. Now they don't, but in the past they were fucking, coming up next, Stuttering John interviews this. My image and my likeness and everything else. You see, everyone is mistaking copyright law and right of publicity law. They don't It's very hard for them to understand the difference. So what Sirius was doing is promoting me and using my likeness, using my voice, using all this without my permission and without compensating me.
So now where would that fall into between the two? Like, as you said, copyright and the other?
No, it's not copyright. We are not suing for copyright. We are suing for right of publicity. Now,
They need to fucking type that shit up right then.
in the appeal,
Yeah, it's called an appeal.
that's what we did. And guess what the judge said? This seems interesting. I want oral arguments. So now we're in oral arguments. Now, look, I don't care if I win or lose. I mean, I care, but I just am trying, I want to win, but I also want to make a point to these fucks who are taking advantage. Look, do you know how many people are behind me who are also pissed off about this?
Well, look, John, it's not just on your podcast website. You can Google it and everything. It says not just, it's on your podcast. You did a podcast about it, but 15 years and over 13,000 hours of recorded time out in the street, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's a lot of fucking time, man.
And you know what? And this is not even part of the lawsuit because copyright, I forget the term. There's some legalese to it, but I never signed anything with Sirius. I've never worked for Sirius. I have nothing to do with Sirius. I never signed anything at K-Rock, which people don't get, and I never signed an NDA either, which people don't get. I never signed one piece of paper.
Really? At K-Rock, nothing?
Nothing.
With Tom? Tom never made you sign anything?
Tom is an idiot.
Obviously.
I beat Tom in golf, okay? This is a guy who has plaques on his own fucking country club. And after I beat him, I'm driving in the golf cart back with him, fucking half in the bag from Heineken's, and I'm screaming out to all his buddies in the golf carts next to him. I go, hey, I just beat Tom in golf. And Tom, with a straight face, is gripping the fucking golf cart steering wheel and goes, this is the worst day of my life.
And you were probably like, this is the best day of my life.
Because I beat everybody in anything, the boxing match I won.
That was
Tom, I won. Like anytime they try and fucking, okay, all right, I'll do it. I did lose to fucking Marco Pataglia. I thought I could beat him in the fucking 100-yard dash. But I got my ass kicked.
That didn't go so well, huh?
No, I should have made it 40 because I was beating him around the 40, But then I lost steam. I wonder why.
And now tell me about Chelsea Handler. What's going on with her?
What? See you next Tuesday?
What's that? See you next Tuesday?
Yeah.
You coming back next Tuesday?
You fucking don't even get that, do you?
No.
You really don't get that.
Do you get it?
Tuesday. Chelsea Handler. That was the no.
Oh, you guys.
That's two.
See?
We're going to get killed now, bud.
You.
Just say it.
Oh.
What's he saying?
No. So you two.
Holy shit, you guys are idiots.
Cunt?
You got it.
She's a cunt.
Yeah.
Why do you think she's a cunt?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, it's not only me. There's a lot of people who have experienced the cuntness of
I believe
Chelsea.
50 Cent was one of them.
What?
I believe 50 Cent was one of them.
And Heather McDonald was one of them who worked for her. And a couple of producers on The Tonight Show, at least one of them, has been shafted by Chelsea Handler. And there's a long list of people. Why do you think Chelsea Handler came out and said, my new goal is to become a better person? Because she knows how many people she's fucked over and has been an asshole to.
I haven't seen her at all.
Well, and the list goes on and on and on. I mean, I'll tell you my experience.
Yeah.
And I could even, tell you a producer's experience as long as I leave him anonymous, is that,
Yeah. There's your girl, buddy.
I actually think she's hot.
Yeah, she's not bad looking.
Yeah, I think she's pretty, and I think she's got a great body, but she's a fucking asshole, look, Chelsea and the bullied 50 Cent. I mean, that's How bad of you, and now she's with Joe Coy, who I love, but that poor guy's going to learn it the hard way. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to learn it the hard way. How much you want to bet that relationship does not end well?
I'm not taking that bet. You better get some dummy to take that bet.
You think I drink? I mean, I'm drinking Coors Lights. This is...
It's like water.
This glorified water.
Yeah.
She drinks fucking vodka by the fucking second.
Does she really?
Oh, yeah. She even has she's got a book. Hey, vodka. It's Chelsea calling.
Well, there she is in bikini.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I think she's losing the body a little bit. I think, I mean, she's looking a little chunky. I don't know. Something about her legs a little, I don't know.
It's the belly. It's the belly is what you're seeing.
Yeah, something's.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't even care. I mean, I'd shag her. I don't,
No, she's a good looking.
Yeah, I'd shag her now. I don't care. But, I don't care how much I despise her. I'd still shag her. But I'll tell you, this is the funny thing. Because, I saw you take like a nicotine thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, what is that?
Yeah.
And it brought me right back to Chelsea Handler. Because my first experience with Chelsea Handler, I'm on a plane. I'm flying out to no one knows at the Stern Show. Like I'm flying out to, I don't know, do a correspondent piece. Just before I got hired, I had to prove my worthiness that I could do correspondent, I could do the announce, I could do this and that. So I'm in a plane, and Chelsea an unknown. She's unknown. She's sitting next to me. And I pull out a Xanax because after 9/11 I was fucking terrified of flying. So I pop a Xanax. She goes, "What was that?" And I don't even know this girl. And
she's literally sitting right next to you.
She's in the middle. I'm on the aisle.
Wow, fuck.
This is
some luck, man.
This is how good my memory is because I actually remember that. And then I go, it's Xanax. I don't like to fly. She goes, I don't need it. Could I have one? I go, sure. So I give her one. So maybe I'm responsible for her addictions. So, but I tell you, the weird thing is, and maybe it's because I was married, I didn't even notice that she was a hot. She didn't seem hot to me. I really just, here. And then I fucking closed my eyes and went to bed, And,
you're in love with your wife.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah, so I didn't really, But, okay. Then, she does one of the producers gives her a big break and has Chelsea do stand-up on The Tonight Show. And she does well. She's a funny girl. I'm not going to fucking take anything away from her. And then, I have my Stuttering John and Friends tour, and we're about to go to Tempe. So I asked, Chelsea, you want to come and do, Tempe with me? She goes, yeah. So it's me, her, we bring Ross the intern, and my friend Jason Galern. So we all go there. Me and my wife have dinner with Chelsea every night there. And, then after that, and then now Chelsea gets her Chelsea Lately show because she's shagging fucking, whatever the E president was.
Yeah, E, right.
Ted Harmon. So she's shagging him. She gets her show. And then she comes on. Now, this is the new Chelsea. But really, it's not the new Chelsea. It's always the Chelsea. Only now she's got some, she's got some fame, so she could be the cunt that she always has been. So, so then, I walk into the green room, say hi, because we had dinner with her, and it's so funny because Dan Murr was the guy that ran the Tempe Improv. I always said, look, I got to have 3 or 4 beers at least, before I go on, because it's like a stuttering kind of medication for me.
Yeah.
So I got away with it, but there was no drinking policy for the comics. Mm-hmm. So she would go crazy because she wanted her vodka. She would smuggle in fucking bottles of vodka.
Like the little mini one?
Yeah. Okay. But, so I just come in there, and she fucking instead of going hey, John, that was fun, starts trashing me. Not in a comedic way. It was just nasty, and I go, all right, Chelsea, good to see you. And I walk down, I go, what a bitch.
Isn't that funny how people change?
Mm-hmm.
And you actually think that they care about you and that you guys are friends because you go to dinner with your families, and then next thing you know, boom.
All right. So now, okay, all right, John, get over it. And I did. Then we're at Chloe and Lamar's wedding, the Kardashian fucking,
How was that?
It was fun, So I'm there. Actually, I was dancing next to Kobe, which is so sad,
Yeah, I loved Kobe.
And fucking,
I got him right there.
yeah, no, I know. And then and he seemed like the sweetest guy. He was dancing with his wife. They seemed like they were really in love. And then who's that idiot attorney? Who represented OJ?
Johnny Cochran.
No.
No. You talking about Garagos? That's not.
No. The fucking guy who does the commercials for legal.
Legals. He does Legal Zoom.
Yeah.
And all that. Who's that attorney? Can you Google who owns? Legal
I don't know.
Zoom?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, and he comes up to shake my hand. I got to tell you, Tommy, I didn't even want to shake his hand. Because I was just like, you dickhead, you fucking, and I know that's his job, but he got off a murderer, who killed his wife and some innocent dude. It's, fucking, what's his name now? Is it Michael something? It doesn't matter.
Maybe who's the spokesperson for Legal Zoom?
Yeah, don't worry about it, Anyway, so, then we go all sit down to eat, and I'm at Chelsea Handler's table. So it's me and my wife and Chelsea. Robert Shapiro. Yeah.
Man.
So I'm fucking Chelsea ignores my wife the whole time.
Hold on, I'm sorry to interrupt you. What did he do to his wife? Did you say he did something to his wife?
No. He came up to shake my hand, and I didn't want to. Because of that, he represented fucking OJ and
I see
and I was just like I didn't want to, but I'm not gonna what am I gonna say? Fuck off! I was
right.
So, but Chelsea just ignores my fucking wife and me, and I think my wife said hi, and she just ignored her. And my wife's a sweet, she's a sweet woman. I mean, and they had great conversations at dinner. So then you go to yourself. Okay, I mean, what is wrong with this fucking girl? Now, I'll give you the producer story. He has his wife. Chelsea invites him and his wife to a party of hers. He is the one that put her on the stage at the Tonight Show. He has helped her elevate her career. And then, Chelsea never, ever says hi to him and his wife. And at some point he says hi, and Chelsea looks at him, turns her back, and walks away. And that's according to him. Now, I ask you, Tommy.
Isn't that the guy who kind of put her out there?
Yes. I mean, that's not a good person. No. So that's my beef. I have a whole fucking chapter in my book, just like talking about all this. I just think it's lame.
Yeah, you have a podcast. It's called, what is it, Hollywood?
What's bugging me about Hollywood?
Yeah, what's bugging you about Hollywood?
Mm-hmm. The phoniest place on earth. But I also hate when people go, oh, John, ever since you went to Hollywood, you became liberal. No, asshole. I've been liberal since I was in fucking 5th grade. What are you talking about? Fucking, Hollywood doesn't change you to suddenly, oh, now I'm going to be liberal. Yeah. No. I mean, let's face it. We've developed who we are way before, at least for me, way before I'm.
Well, some people go with whatever's cool at the time.
No, I'm
not saying you.
I'm my own man. Like I don't fucking, I am who I am. I am. I mean, this is who you're gonna get. I mean, I'm from New York. Aren't you from where?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yes.
Close enough.
Yeah. East Coasters are just. It's like, this is who I am. This is who you'll always get, the same guy. I'm not going to fucking, I ain't going to bullshit you. I'll be who I am. If you're an asshole, I'll tell you.
Yep.
So
what was the thing with you and Jackie?
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you guys another question. And I actually thought about this before we came on. Now, I have been very quiet about Jackie.
You didn't say anything last time?
No, I have not said anything. There was a time that I did. And only in the context of the same way that I would goof on Jackie, like I did on the Stern Show for years. Howard and I and Fred, we would goof on Jackie all the time. I mean, you know, when Jackie was stoned and drunk, he would tell me he wants to, because he had two houses that were right next to each other, and he's all stoned and drunk, and he goes, what I want to do is build like a water tunnel underneath to attach both houses so I could swim to each house back and forth. And I go. Oh.
Wait. He's got two houses next to each other. He wants to swim next. He wants to swim.
Yeah, he wants an underwater.
Is he gonna leave
tunnel.
work and dive in and?
No. Like, so he wants an underwater tunnel to swim to each house. Now.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
A little crazy when you got they're right next to each other.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm sitting there going, yeah, cool, Jack. But really, in the back of my head, I'm like, I can't wait to tell Howard this one. This little fucking genius. So then I go on the air, and then we have a field day with goofing on Jackie and his fucking, and I have the, like, in my book, like the top 10 ridiculous Jackie fucking ideas, you know. He wanted to do a Jackie museum at his mom's house. I mean,
at his mom's?
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, the guy, you know, but I love him. Like, until it's getting to the point where I just, so there was a time that, so I'm on my podcast and I'm talking about what a schnorrer Jackie is. Now, that's another Yiddish term. Rob, do me a favor. Look up the definition of schnorrer.
Schnorrer? Like snoring?
No, S-H-N-U-R-A. Now, when we see the definition on the screen, then I want to ask you if it's true that Jackie is a schnorrer. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's a Yiddish term. It means a beggar or a sponger. Okay, now, let me ask you. My good friend, now, I didn't know him then, and this is classic Jackie. This is what Howard hated about Jackie, and this is why Howard, he loathes Jackie, but it's always because of this. Jackie's always his worst enemy. He's always has been, and it's just who he is. Like, he makes really bad business decisions. Like, when he left the Stern Show, I begged him, Jack, you're making $800,000 a year.
I couldn't believe he left.
You have 5 years. Stick it out for 5 years. You got $4 million in the bank. Because he was making money doing stand-up. He didn't have to touch that.
What was his
and then
reason
you never
not
have to
leave?
Well, the one thing I'll give him credit for, he was mad at the way Howard and Buchwald would fucking, treat us. But still,
800.
You don't leave a job until you line up another job. That's any business person will tell you that. Even my attorneys, it's the dumbest thing. You don't leave unless you have another gig. I mean, that's just how it works. So, and Jackie leaves, he gets nothing, and then he's fucking now at the fucking Chuckle Hut or whatever it is, trying to make a living, But anyway, here's the schnorrer. So I'm talking, so this is so funny to me, because this is what a hypocrite Jackie is. So Jackie is getting paid to go to this guy's party in Hidden Hills, which is like, that's where the Kardashians live in fucking California.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I've been to that house there a bunch of times. So he goes, John, I'm doing a party. All we got to do is hang out. The guy will pay you $1,000 and it's non-negotiable. So that's it. Take it or leave it. Okay. And now you're going to see the schnorrer and the asshole and Jackie. All at the same time. And by the way, I wouldn't even be telling you the story, but Jackie, in his infinite idiocy, I stopped talking about him. I've only said good things about him for the last 2 or 3 years on my show. I'm like, hey, he was my best friend on the show. I'm not going to trash him anymore. I've changed. I'm not going to let I'm not going to fucking do this, He's 74 years old now, believe it or not. Yeah.
Man, time flies.
Yeah, I'm not going to fuck. But the dumbass goes on some, I just heard, I would never listen to any shows but he goes on some, a show that nobody listens to. But somebody tells me that he's on there trashing me. And I go, man, how dumb is he?
Are you sure that he was, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I asked my moderator to check.
Okay.
And it turns out that he did. And I go, why? I haven't talked about you in years. I do a political show for the most part. I don't even I haven't said a word. Now he chooses to say shit about me. And that's the one thing. If he's gonna do that, then Stern should be doing right now, then I will retaliate just to tell the truth. What he said was, I'm a game player. Okay. So now let's go back to the game.
Well, first, why do you think he decided to attack you now? Why now?
Because he's stupid.
Do you think something happened or somebody said something to him? Why now?
Well, he's not stupid. He's a smart guy. He's got, I think, not an engineering degree. I think it's I forget. But, he's got a degree from...
He's not an idiot, is what you're saying.
What? Yeah, no.
He's an intelligent person.
Yeah, he's an intelligent person, but he makes really bad career blunders. And, it's consistent in his, in all of his business dealings. It's always something, and Howard's been saying this for years. And I'm putting no weight in what Howard says because he says a lot of bullshit. But anyway, now I'm going to tell you the story. Schnorrer. Okay?
Read it first, Rob, one more time.
Okay.
Schnorrer.
Chisler, who will get money out of his acquaintance any way he can.
Beggar,
okay.
Sponger.
Yeah. Beggar or sponger. Okay. So, this friend is throwing a party where Jackie tells me it's non-negotiable. Guess what?
It was negotiable.
Only for Jackie. Now I'm going to tell you. Jackie was getting paid $5,000 to show up and do nothing. Then he asked the guy, who's a millionaire, so it doesn't matter. He asked the guy, I want 2 tickets, not 1. 2 tickets to L.A. Okay. I want 1 for my girlfriend. All right. So now he gets...
Kind of does sound like Jackie. That's pretty good. That sounds like him.
So now he gets... Okay. Now, is that a Schnorrer?
Yeah.
Okay. So now he's getting a ticket for his girlfriend. Now, in all the stand-up gigs, all the gigs I've ever done, I've never asked for a ticket for my girlfriend or wife. Ever. Ever. The Tempe one, my wife and I drove. I would never ask for another ticket. That's just not me. Contrary to popular belief. From the troll. Oh, John, no. That's something that you don't do. It doesn't stop there. Then he asked the guy, I want to stay at a 5-star hotel. So now...
Fuck, you want a private jet too?
So now the guy's got to put him up at a fucking 5-star hotel. Okay? And this is all I was saying about Jackie. He's a fucking Schnorrer. Now, okay, already he fits the description of a Schnorrer, Rob, right?
That would be, by the definition we saw there. That's it.
Okay. Now, I also want travel accommodations so I can come to your place. That's understandable. Now, he goes, also, could you pay for a spa day for my girlfriend while I'm at the gig at the hotel? A spa day. Now.
You need to get that gig.
Yeah, this is good. I like this. Go ahead.
Now, is that a Schnorrer?
Yeah, I mean...
A spa day? Of all the audacity, Tommy. Could you imagine if you come... And you asked the guy to get a spa day for your girlfriend. Oh, and he also asked for a per diem for food for the 2 or 3 days he's out there.
What the hell is a per diem? Like a personal chef?
Yeah, like $50, $75 a day so he can get food.
He's a union guy, isn't he?
Jesus.
But Tommy,
Holy
this is all true. It's coming from the horse's mouth because I'm good friends with the dude. You know, I'm not making up anything, and nor would I want to. And I talked about this 2 or 3 years ago on my show. Jackie got butthurt, and he's like, well, John calls me a schnorrer. Jackie, it's because you are. You are, and you always have been. This is a guy that Howard beats a stripper's ass with a fish. And Jackie takes the fish home and cooks it and has it for dinner that night.
Didn't.
Yes, he did.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is a guy at the Channel 9 show who would have his canvas fucking bag. He's got like 4 of them. And he would stuff it with bottled water so he would have free water for the week. That's what a schnorrer is.
I still can't believe it. He took the fish home that you guys beat a girl's ass with and then cooked it.
That Howard beat a girl, and he took it home and he ate it. Okay.
Well, at least he made good of the fish.
Tommy, but no, come on. I know you can, but come on, man.
But at least the fish didn't die for no reason, John.
Yes, true. It was in Jackie's belly, so the fish became Jackie's shit. So I don't know if it really didn't, you know. I'm sure would have rather just fucking died a fucking, you know,
life.
and didn't have to go through Jackie's
like,
bloated
me back in the
belly.
water, right?
So that's what I'm talking about. So I talked about it, but then, you know, I go, you know, all right, I'm taking it easy on Jackie. Then this guy Mitch, who used to be in the show.
I remember Mitch. Mitch.
So, and he's the one who got me the job, and I never had a problem with Mitch. I was like Mitch. And then Mitch wanted to put together a tour of the ex-Stern guys, because since me and Mitch and Jackie all do stand-up, it, like, you know, it could have been something that...
It would have been fucking huge.
So we have a conference call. Typical Jackie now. Me, Mitch, Jackie, let's say we're supposed to talk at 2 p.m. Mitch and I are on the phone at 2 p.m. What time do you think Jackie comes on?
7:30.
No, he comes on at 2:15.
Oh.
So Mitch and I are talking for 15 minutes going, I don't know where he is. He was supposed to be here at 2. What do you think the first thing Jackie says when he gets on the phone at 2:15?
I want a 5-star hotel, spa day.
No.
What?
You know, I gotta leave. I have another call, so look, I only have 5 minutes. We're about to try and set up a tour.
Like a tour.
Yeah, that's gonna like make Jackie money, but he's got to go. So he shows up 15 minutes late. Then he's got to leave, and then after Jackie leaves, Mitch and I talk and go, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like, he was trying to like get a business thing going together. That is Jackie. So, look, you know, I talked about this 3 years ago. I've let it go. Tommy, you know, I'll do it now because Jackie was stupid enough to poke the bear. And when you do that, then it's only going to come back and haunt you. And, you know, Jackie, I'll tell you right now, let me look at the camera here. Why are you such an idiot? I love you. Don't be so stupid and go out there and trash me. Game player, you called me? What game have I played with you? Did I do your fucking documentary? Yes, I did. So shut the fuck up and don't be a dick and don't trash me on other shows because I'll give it back to you tenfold. Thank you.
And I think you're actually pretty gentle with the whole conversation about him with the how do you say it again? Schnorrer.
Yeah.
I'm learning all these Jewish words.
2 Yiddish terms. Mention schnorrer.
2 of them.
Soon we'll get into verklempt.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. It means
like you don't have a dick or something?
No, I'm tired. I'm verklempt. I don't know. Look, I was married to a Jewish woman for 13 years. I mean, you know.
But I mean, what I meant was, you're not like, you didn't hit Jack.
Come on, Meshuggah.
You guys joke on each other all the time. You guys got.
But he's not joking. He has because I've tried to because I'm going to go to DC to do Stuttering John 2.0. right? I'm going to go, interview politicians. I've already paid, me and a comic, a very fucking great joke writer, came up with a lot of questions for all the politicians, not just Republicans and Democrats. We've come up with a lot. And then and then we're going to do another writing session, come up with more. I'm going to go to DC and I'm going to do Stuttering John 2.0 and fucking bring it back and interview people. So, when I said, look, Jackie was one of the, the guys behind a lot of the questions that I asked in the past. I call Jackie's producer of his documentary. I go, look, tell Jackie I've calmed down. I'm not like, I do a political show now. I'm not going to tell him I'll pay him if he wants to write questions for this endeavor. And I never hear back.
Never heard nothing back, huh?
And but this is, again, Jackie shooting himself in the foot. Because if it works out and I get this shit, it'll go viral. I know it will. Stuttering John.
In Washington, D.C.?
Interviewing,
Be back
Marjorie
to the old
Trailer Green.
You'll be back to the old days.
About her Fred Flintstone feet. I mean, it would, and it could be.
Who has Fred Flintstone feet?
Marjorie Trailer Green. Have you seen the picture of her feet?
No.
Go ahead, pull it up.
What's her name?
Oh, she's a troglodyte, I'm telling you. She's got like 3 toes on each foot.
Oh, fuck. Well, maybe she can lift, I don't know, maybe she can curl with her feet. Maybe she benches with her feet, John.
Yeah. Pull up the image.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, what the
yeah, look at that.
What is going on
What
there?
the fuck are they?
Oh, no.
Rob, see if you can find a better picture. Maybe scroll down on the one to the right, to the right, scroll down. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What is that? You're counting the toes.
Yeah, I was actually counting.
I
was fucking. Right there, Rob. Click on that one. Right there. Click on that shit.
Yeah, I mean, something. Look on the right side. Looks like she has 3 on the like on the right side of the picture.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But it doesn't matter. Jackie could have made money. I would have paid him. I would have given him $1,000 just to write, I don't know, 30 questions. But no, he just, because he's butthurt. Oh, I don't know. But this is Jackie. He's stupid.
I think a lot of times people have a lot of problems with separating friendship from business. So, say you guys aren't getting along. Okay, who cares? Here's 1,000. Write me 30 good questions. This has nothing to do with us getting along, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a
And at the end of the day, like I'll always say.
I can tell that you're hurt. I could tell you love the guy.
I do love the guy. I do.
I can tell.
He was my closest. My wife, him and his wife would go out to dinner all the time. We would do trips to upstate. I would go to I'm trying to think, Cancun with Jackie. It wasn't just like a friendship. I mean, we were good friends. His wife and I would come on my boat. I would drive to Connecticut and have lunch. I mean, this is like a long, long kind of friendship. But he, just gets butthurt,
He'll come back around.
No, but it's just, why not, settle your disputes with me and don't go on some stupid show and trash me.
You know why, John? This is just my opinion. I have no idea. I'm not in that world. I wasn't lucky enough to be in the world that you guys were in, but probably somebody's in his ear. You know what I mean? There's probably somebody in his fucking ear, whether it's a girl, somebody he works with, somebody from the Stern Show. Somebody's in his fucking ear, John.
I thought the same thing.
That's what you thought too?
I thought the same thing.
No, I think he's just really butthurt.
Yeah, but John, hold on. When people act like that, even though you know him more than anybody, right? Usually, because when was the last time you seen him?
Well, of course, Jackie would come to the opening of an envelope since I was one.
Well, Okay, besides where there's something to get involved with the...
No. The last time I saw him is because, because my good friend produced the Got Him film, which was horrible, but of course Jackie hit him up. Could I get? Because could I get tickets? Schnorrer. And then, sure enough, my friend gave him tickets. So I saw Jackie maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody's in his ear. Somebody's in his ear.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but maybe brush it off a little bit, just a little bit.
No, here's the other thing that I have a problem with Jackie about, and I talked about this on my show. And then I'll tell you, okay, So, okay, Jackie, Bobby Slayton and I are doing some gig at South Point Casino. Now, I thought I was doing 15 minutes and then Jackie and then Bobby. Turns out, you love this, I get there on like a Thursday. And then I realize that I have all these lice bites on my arm.
Oh.
So I go.
John, how do you get lice bug bites on your arm?
Because my youngest son was like maybe 8 at the time, and he had long hair. He was sleeping on my arm.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And you know how that is with kids.
Yeah.
And I guess he had it, so all the lice was biting my arm. So I called.
You're fucking luck, huh?
Yeah. So I go, hey. I tell the hotel, hey, could somebody go out and get me fucking rid? I got to get rid of the lice. So, I had the bag off my head with the rid. And now, granted this is Jackie, Rob. I called Jackie, and we don't have any beefs. This is way before any beefs. There's no me doing anything to him, like trash him or anything. I fucking called Jackie at South Point as soon as I get in, excited to see the guy. Hey, Jack, it's John. I'm here. You want to hang? Don't call me back. Nothing. And then the guy who booked us has like a big steak dinner for everybody. The owner of the the hotel says you cannot join us because of your lice problem. Just order and we'll pay you for whatever you eat, but you're you're quarantined into your room tonight. I'm like, okay, great. So now, maybe I'm sensitive, but let me ask you. Okay, I've already called Jackie at the hotel. Jackie now knows because he asks or they tell him John won't be joining us. He's quarantining in his hotel room because he's got lice. Even though it turns out I didn't have any. Like in my hair, because I did the whole comb thing.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm your friend, Tommy, and I am, don't you think I would have called you? Hey, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I would have been like, hey, you want me to get some dog flea shit to put in your hair or something? You know what I mean?
Did Jackie call me? No. Yeah. Okay. Then we do the gig, and this is, I'll be honest. I get there, and the fucking guy goes, we only need you to do 5 minutes. Now, as a stand-up who does an hour, how the fuck am I going to figure out what 5 minutes to do? Like, that's like hello and goodbye to me. I'm a stutterer.
Like, as a comedian, doesn't it take at least 5 minutes to kind of break in? Like some jokes take a minute, right, before they hit.
Yeah, so I did it. I sucked, and and this is the other funny part because I say to the fucking guy who booked me is not the hotel owner, South Point guy, and the guy who booked me goes, I go, I should really talk. I wrote a bunch of jokes about the lice and everything, and he goes, oh yeah, you should do it on stage. So. The owner comes in and go, yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of stuff about the lice. And the guy goes, you do that. and you'll be banned from this hotel for the rest of your life. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying, but I think this guy might have been, I don't know, let's just say that I am not going to fuck with this guy in any way. All right.
So I will take it that you didn't make any jokes about lice.
I did not make any jokes about lice. You know, I wanted to live. How about that?
Yeah. You know, some of those guys have that look where you know.
Yes, yes.
Right, especially you being from New York.
Yes, I knew.
You know that look. Where
I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I said. So, I did my 5 minutes and bombed. Didn't do any of the lice jokes. But then I'm thinking to myself, honestly, have you seen the prostitutes at South Point? Really? He's worried about my lice? Think about the shit they're fucking holding in their snatch. Seriously.
They probably got cockroaches coming out.
But then, and then I do the fucking dirty show. I kill it there, But it doesn't matter, because then I could do 15, 20 minutes. I could do like my fucking act, at least some of it. But, then Penn Jillette is there, and he's with Bobby and Jackie. And they're like, hey, if you guys want, come to my house tomorrow and do my podcast. I go, Jack, I'd love to come. All right, let me see, Do you think Jackie called me next day to, to fucking say, fucking come along?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say no.
No. Now, me? Like you just heard my friend, he's not here. I don't know what, this fucking guy. But I said, hey, yeah, definitely
You invited
come.
him. Yeah, you invited him.
I mean, what is the skin off of Jackie's ass to just say, hey, Penn, John doesn't have to be part of the podcast, but he'd love to just hang out.
I'm telling you, somebody's in his ear. What do you think, Rob?
No.
If you were a betting man.
It's Jackie being Jackie. Look, this is...
you know him better than me.
These antics have been documented on the air 1 billion times. Jackie does this all the time.
I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I know, yo. But anyway, that's Jackie. There is my lament with Jackie. So, Jackie, I would shut the fuck up. I'm just telling you. Just shut the fuck up.
So now when you go on stage, like a lot of other comics, they'll go to a dive bar and practice the material, see what the reaction is from the crowd. Then they'll go to another one until they pick whatever one they feel was best to present when they go on tour.
Yeah.
Do you do that same type of thing?
I used to. Like, I used to go to, like, an open mic and just try out some new jokes and, And even though you're not really going to get laughs at an open mic because every one of those guys are sitting there and girls are sitting there just trying to remember their own jokes, which is silly because nobody's paying attention to the comic anyway. But then, like now, like if I'm booked, like at the Laugh Factory in Reno, which I just got done with, or, or the Laugh Factory in Vegas, I'll always like slip in like a whole new bit, because I mean, who gives a shit? Because I know that my other stuff is strong enough that if it happens to fail, then it doesn't matter. I'll recover. So I don't really have any. I don't know, man. You should see me one time, Tommy, because I don't really have any. I don't have any nervousness. It's so funny. Like I was at the Boca Black Box. Some guy goes, "Do you get nervous before you go on?" I go, "No," and he goes, "Well, that means you don't care." I go, "No, that means I'm just confident that I'm going to do well." And there was a time where you were nervous, but now, no. It's like, just give me the mic. So in
other words, your first 20 minutes is good no matter what. So then you throw in a shit bomb at the end, who gives a fuck? Because you know that the first 15, 20 killed.
Well, actually, the new bit I was doing was about how, because I'm getting older, I fucking, like I was having sex with a girl and I was getting really tired. And I had to fake an orgasm because I fucking, I was just like, it's either that or I'm fucking, and it was a true story, which like all my stand up is like based on like a true story. And I just said, fuck it, I'll do it right up front. Like it was like like 5 minutes in, I did it and fucking it killed,
Would you fall asleep while you're fucking or something?
No, I was getting tired, man, Fucking,
like
I'm
out of breath, tired, or
yeah, I was out of breath. I'm fucking like, all right, man, fucking.
You got to start running again.
Yeah, then I had to fake comment, and she called me out because
she caught you too.
called him out.
Yeah, it's like, she's like, you didn't come. I'm like, yeah, and, because guys can't. We don't have any practice in faking orgasms. Girls do, Shit, my wife did for 13 years.
I'm sure there's a lot of other guys that just don't know it.
Yeah, I know. Including you.
Not me. Oh, no. Not me. I make sure the job's motherfucking done.
Yeah, but you're a lot younger than me.
Yeah. We'll talk when I'm older. Now, what was, you had one podcast that stuck out to me that you were saying that award shows irritate the hell out of you?
How many we need? How many?
I've been wondering that for the last 15
There's fucking 18 million award shows. Oh, let's all applaud everybody for SAG. Now let's applaud everybody for fucking, I don't know. There's so many. There's way too many. I don't know. And I don't know. I just hate the whole thing. I think, and by the way, viewership is down in all of them because no one's heard of any of these movies because, like, it used to be, when we were all growing up, it was like, you go to the theater and you see movies. Now everything is streaming. Everything, could be on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. It's all over the place. So nobody sees anything anymore. So nobody knows what movies are out. You know what I mean?
They're putting new ones out on Showtime. A lot of things that go in the theater, they go on Showtime at the same time.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I just think it's gotten a little crazy,
Now, do you think those award shows,
the Globes, the Academy Awards, and then,
do you think they're rigged?
The Directors Guild Awards. I don't think they're rigged. No.
No. I would have thought that. I would think they were rigged.
Well, sometimes you watch it, you're just like, the fucking movie that wins, you're like, how the fuck did that win?
Yeah.
But then they have
I'll give you an example of that.
People.
I'll give you an example of that. Because I did watch this one. Fucking Nomadland. Did you guys watch that?
No.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen, and it won Best Picture. And I love Frances McDormand. There's the stutter for you, Tommy.
Wasn't too bad.
I love her, but come on, stuttering medication. Fuck, don't fail me now. But it was just so boring. Like, I don't know why sometimes the Academy goes with, like, really boring movies, thinking they've been fooled. Like, well, it must mean something, more prolific than when I got out of it. It's just about a bunch of fucking trash that lives in fucking, their pickup trucks and drives around. It's fucking, it was a horrible movie.
Do you think they're playing the safe card?
I'll tell you one thing I don't like, Tommy. I don't like that. See, I understand that, there shouldn't be any form of racism in nominating any actor, actress. Yes, I understand. It should be all equal. And unfortunately, a lot of these fucking old fucks, I question, where they stand on things like that. But I also don't think that if an actor or actress who happens to be white and doesn't get it, on her performance or his performance, because they have to say, oh no, she's white. I think that's wrong too. I think it should really be on the performance. But I understand why they did it because you have these old fucks who are just like, But I mean. That being said, you have your Denzel Washingtons who's won. Halle Berry has won. I mean, there's been plenty of African Americans, who have won. So, but then, when do we stop? Like I'm Puerto Rican. How many Puerto Ricans have won? Hey, we demand Puerto Ricans win everything. I don't know. Because it'll never stop.
It will just go on and on and on.
It'll go on and on and on.
I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
So I just think it should just be based on the merit of the film or the performance. That's it. But that's a perfect world, and unfortunately, there is racism. There is racism in this world, and and that's just a sad truth. So I understand why they are fighting for that, but I also don't want to see a performance not get nominated just because
they're trying to even things out.
Yes.
Basically, is what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, when you were at K-Rock, you know all the censorship that you guys had to deal with, and now if you can compare that to today, how everything is getting censored, like YouTube, this, that, the other, in comparison, how would you look at that? Because right now you say the wrong thing, either I got to cut it or I'll get a strike or I'll get banned for a week. It wasn't like that 8 months ago, you know?
No, I
But
think...
but by talking to you, it reminds me of listening to you on K-Rock where you guys were getting fined every 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah, well, first of all, fuck, shit, cunt,
Well,
cock, all of that. Like, I never think words should have any power. I don't think words, because what is it? Is it really that powerful, Like I don't understand, and that's what the FCC was doing to us at Stern. Like anything, titties. I mean, who cares?
But that's what it's getting like now with social media. You know what I mean? Like that, like week by week, they're adding in more code, more censorship.
Oh, I've had shows taken off from my podcast, but like one was, for some weird, I don't know, like they took down one of my kid videos.
Well, half the time they don't even tell you why.
Yeah, and I have no idea why.
Now compare now
and
like
this. And it was unlisted. It wasn't even for the public consumption.
But now compare this, the way it is now, to the way it was with K-Rock. Do you see like a resemblance where like they were, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, sure.
Fuck.
Sure. I think it's going on. I think it's very hard to be a comic now. I mean, Dave Chappelle got a lot of shit for
What'd you think about that?
Well, I had Alonzo Bowden on my show, and I love Alonzo, and he said, I go, Alonzo, I haven't seen it, but Dave Chappelle is getting, is under fire because, of what he said in his last special. And Alonzo goes, John, see, you just said the key thing. You haven't seen it. Most of these people who are fucking, going crazy on him haven't seen it. And he said that if you watch the whole thing, it does come around to a conclusion at the end. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people just immediately,
bam,
boom.
Yeah.
Like even without seeing stuff, they'll just go crazy on something, which is wrong.
Now, so for me as a fan of comedy, right? How can you be a comedian, but you can't fucking say anything? Like if he says the N-word or whatever, or cracker, or wetback, whatever, or redhead, whatever the fuck. You're not ginger. Sorry, not ginger.
Sir, can you throw me one of those, beers?
Let's see if we can catch it. Oh,
all right, John, you still got some fucking hands there on you, buddy.
Of course, buddy. I have to use them every night.
Got a good grip.
But you know what I mean, though. Like how can you be a comedian and you can't say what you want to say?
Well,
what are you going to censor what the fuck you write?
Well,
like Rogan had a big thing down here in Fort Lauderdale, and before you went in, he took the phones because if he didn't,
he took the what?
The cell phones.
Oh,
yeah, it was him and Chappelle that were down here, and they took the cell phones. I don't know why, but in my opinion,
I know why, and
we both.
I think that's smart,
and so do I, because then they can act and do their
you know what
performance.
This is a great subject, Tommy, because I started out one way of thinking and changed. See, unlike most people, I could change.
Well, that's a smart guy because you have an open mind.
We could all change.
You can change.
We could change. If I could change and they could change, then we could all change. Adrian, I love you.
You killed it. You killed it right there. That was the best part of the show right there. Hands down.
Rocky IV.
Yes.
Hit the clap button, even though we don't know what the clap button is on there. Hit one of the buttons on there.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
We're gonna try this out for the first time here. We're gonna hit a button. That's some funky music.
We're trying to give you a clap.
No, it's okay. But
he picked all the wrong ones.
No, but it was all with Louis C.K. Here he is at Governor's, in Long Island, in Levittown, which is 10 minutes from my, home house, the house I grew up. And he's trying out new stuff. He is. He's working out stuff. But, all I saw that he was goofing on, which is very close by here, the park lawn, the Parkland survivors of the shooting. Now, immediately I go, there's nothing funny about a fucking school shooting.
No, man.
And, and I was very critical of him, saying, that's stupid. But then, I was talking to a couple of my friends who come and say, he's trying to work stuff out. It wasn't intended for public consumption, but somebody had a fucking cell phone. You know what I mean? And maybe he had to tweak it, who knows? And then as soon as I kind of started thinking about it, I go, you know what? I agree. Because, I could be on stage. I could be, just, like getting heckled or whatever, or say, well, I don't usually get heckled because that's how good I am. But, but it could happen. And, yeah, I don't, and that's why I totally support what you're saying. Take the fucking cell phones. Look, stand-up comedy, we're comedians. We're not politicians. We should not be held under the same, it's a show. It's not what we, it's not entirely what anybody thinks. A lot of it's exaggeration. I just think that when you go to a comedy club, I think all bets should be off.
I agree with you. I want to laugh.
Yeah.
I don't want.
And if you're offended, leave.
Yeah, that's how it should be throughout, period. Social media, if you don't like it, fucking leave, right?
Yeah.
Freedom of speech. Now, if I go to a comedy show, let's say I go to the Hard Rock and I get front row seats, I don't want the comedian, you, Chappelle, whoever, coming out walking on eggshells, and it's not Chappelle. It's not Stuttering John. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how they're trying to make it. And that's why they took the fucking phones. And I bet it was one hell of a fucking show.
No, and I agree with, I applaud that, Yeah. Unfortunately, I won't have as many people as they will, so it's not going to matter because no one's going to care.
Everybody gets offended over every little thing now that you can't. Used to make the Polish jokes years ago. Polacks.
Yeah.
We're stupid. The streets go this way, that way. My family's half Polish. You got Irish. They made the jokes about the Irish. Everybody is offended by everything, and it's to a point where
who cares?
You're not saying to go kill somebody or hey, we need to go rise up and kill these people because of their skin color. No, you're making jokes.
No, I know. I know. Well, that's the other thing that and I've said this on my podcast. Like, a lot of things have changed in the time that I was a kid. When I was a kid, they would call Asians Orientals. That was the accepted term.
There was a thing called Oriental Trader. It was like
that now that is a derogatory term.
Really?
Yeah, you could only use it when you're talking about a rug. But I'm saying
until they change that.
Oh, is that true?
Well, until they will, they'll say that.
He's saying
no. But I'm just saying a lot has changed, and I've been schooled on that from a producer at the Tonight Show because. When I was young, growing up, like someone would say, "Oh, that's so gay." It was just something, like
it was just like something you would say under your breath.
No, like if you're a kid, but you never thought like.
That's what I mean. Like you're saying it under your breath, like oh, that's so gay. You're not.
But it's
now
not.
It's your dad.
Like it was never intended to be disparaging to any person who happens to be really gay. But this person said, that's not. That's not acceptable. I go, why? He goes, because you're saying that, gay is a bad thing. I go, holy shit, I never thought about it that way. I'll never say it again. But I'm saying because times have changed.
Yeah.
So I hate when people try and judge, the timeline has changed. So it's hard to go back and say, like they're doing now. Like even what they're doing to Howard Stern now, oh, let's go, because, let's go back. And they're doing it to Jimmy Kimmel. They're doing it to Jimmy Fallon.
I saw they were doing it to Kimmel.
Yeah, let's go back in time. Do you know what I mean? And then beat somebody up for something that was, you know what I mean? I don't know.
In other words, what you're saying is if you've done comedy, let's just say for 30 years straight, and now all of a sudden in 2 years, you're just supposed to, flip the script and change with the times. But for 30 fucking years, every week, 5 days a week, you've been cracking jokes the way you do. And now you do it all of a sudden 2 years later, you know what I mean? And now you're like the most evilest person on the planet.
Tommy, Don Rickles could not exist in this
generation. No, hell no.
There will never be another role in the family. Lisa Lampanelli left the business, I think, for this reason. And, it's
Lisa Lampanelli. Remember her? Yeah. What the fuck's she doing?
She stopped doing comedy.
Altogether?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's no way she could do her act in this
type of environment.
Yeah. So, and I love Lisa. She's the sweetest person. You should have her on. I mean, she is such a great person. So, she doesn't have a racist bone in her body. I think she's married to a black guy.
Is she?
Yeah. But it's just, she to me was a female Don Rickles,
I thought she was awesome.
It was tongue in cheek. Everybody knew she wasn't like that. Like everybody knew Don Rickles was not like that. But in today's society, no way.
Yeah, but somebody. I don't care. You can see somebody who's a racist or who uses those terms all the time. Even if they hide it, know it. They in joking and comedy they use it, and they're gonna take something like maybe from years ago where you crack the whip, right? People used to say the term "crack the whip." Well, now it kind of could be derogatory because a whip used to be years ago to whip slaves. So now but then it wasn't used like that. It was just a term. To judge people from something they said 30 years ago is ridiculous to try to cancel all these people.
Yeah,
a racist. That guy probably was a racist.
And I'll tell you right now, Howard Stern is not a racist. Yeah, did he make some, in retrospect, some mistakes that I'm sure he's not proud of, and he said, and he's already been interviewed about it and said, yeah, that was a different guy, but it was just a different time. Now, I mean, he went over the top with it, But
that was that time, and it was part of the show.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I know him, Robin would not be working with him for all these years if she thought he was a racist. You know what I mean? And I don't, and I've said on my own show, he's not a racist. He's never been a racist. And it's sad that's what now, the PC culture is trying to say, you know what I mean?
Well, I
don't think he is.
That's what they did. What they did to Rogan was they took, he's been doing his podcast for 10 years, right? So they actually literally took the time to go through 10 years of podcast and cut up little pieces.
They did it with Sarah Silverman, and, there's some other thing. There's somebody else that I wanted to bring up, but now I just blanked after saying Sarah Silverman. But, they do it, and it's just like, oh, come on. That was so long ago. I mean, how do you, and it wasn't like Sarah Silverman is not a racist. I don't know her personally, but I know that she's not. I heard her apology about it. Oh, Whoopi Goldberg. She's not an anti-Semite. She goes on The View and she says, well, being Jewish is not a race. Now, she got
2 weeks. I think they had her for 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Like a slap on the wrist.
But to me, because what you were saying is true. I mean, Judaism is not a race. It's a religion. Do you understand? But her mistake is that Hitler viewed, white Aryan people as the perfect race, and that he put Jews as,
But let me ask you this. She got 2 weeks. She got 2 weeks. If you would have said that, what do you think would happen to you?
Oh, nobody would have cared because nobody would be listening.
No,
but
you would have got fired. No, if you were in no. I disagree with you. If you were in her position and you were her, you would have got fired. I think that's just my opinion.
No, I just think that was it a mistake? Yes, but was it? If you really look at the definition,
I don't think she should have got
Judaism.
anything.
It's not considered a race; it's considered a religion.
But shouldn't we take all of this as a learning experience? Everybody fucks up. Everybody makes a mistake.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So she and look,
apology.
I like Whoopi, but I mean, I just don't think she should have been. She said her apology. Like she wasn't thinking about what Hitler thought of the Jews at the time, and then everyone should just move on. But no, then she's got to be punished for 2 weeks. Silly.
I don't think any of these people should be punished. None of them.
It's
especially
silly.
if they do say something stupid by accident. They come back out. They say, "I'm sorry." Okay, it's over with. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Enough of all that bullshit.
Yeah. So what else we got?
I'm just talking to you.
No, but you have a whole list.
No, I just had a couple talking points, bro. What do you here? You want to fucking? Do you want to fucking see it?
No, I just want to see if. Okay. So we're done with this.
Talking points. Yeah. That was a big one.
Yeah, I just thought there
you're
was
doing weak this time. Usually you get better ones.
Yeah, I thought there was something else I wanted to bring up, but I can't remember.
Well, you never finished the lawsuit with Sirius. You never completely finished that whole situation.
No, it's in appeals. So it's an oral argument. So
and what exactly are you suing?
I already went through this.
No, you didn't. You didn't explain the whole entire thing.
It was between copyright but not copyrighted.
No, it's right of publicity.
Right,
that
you never explained that. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I did it very, very.
How much you want to bet me?
I did it very succinctly.
No,
Rob?
Yeah, he did. He went over it.
Fuck. I'm glad I didn't take I'm glad I didn't take a bet. Have you talked to Artie? Last time I was talking about that, remember?
Yeah, I think that's one of the other. No, I also. Now, let's see. There were a few people that I wanted to talk about from the old days.
Because last time.
Gary. Okay.
Gary, go ahead.
Baba Booey. This really irritates me. And, I goof on Gary's teeth like everybody does. I goof on his incompetence like everybody does.
Are his teeth really that bad in person?
Oh, God, yes.
Like tough to look at?
God, yes. But here's the one thing. Now, I know that people are not allowed, to talk to anybody that's left. Do you know when Scott the engineer left? Guess how many people from the Stern Show have called him since?
0.
Yes. Because they're not allowed to. And that is the sickest fucking thing in the world. You got to distract me. That's the sickest thing in the world. No one is allowed to talk to anybody. Now, let me give you...
What if they do? What happens?
Well, according to Fafa Flunky, he said, if anybody fucking, if anybody talks to, you'll be ruined in Hollywood. Now, I'm paraphrasing. It was something to that extent. But Scott the engineer, 30 years, no one even called him. Scott, how you doing? Your wife just died, and now you're fired. How you doing? Not one. Not one. I did, but nobody else.
Now these agreements that Howard has with all these people, when he retires, they can go do whatever they want.
No, well, now they have NDAs. He wasn't smart enough when I was there. I don't have an NDA.
I bet he wish you would have thought of that motherfucker.
Oh, he sure fucking does, man. But now I'll tell you. So.
Oh, you wanted to talk about?
No. I'm,
I just thought something. Go ahead.
All right, well, fucking jot it down so you don't forget. Are you gonna forget? I know you're gonna.
I'm not gonna forget. Go.
No, fucking jot it down. I know you're gonna forget.
I'm not gonna forget.
Is he gonna forget?
Thank you, bro. Thanks, bro. Fucker.
So. Baba Booey, unfortunately, his wife Mary, who I love Mary. The only honest person, when I left, the only honest person on the Stern Show, who was at least connected to the Stern Show. Because on my last day, on the speakerphone in Baba Booey's little fucking...
Never marry.
Yeah, like closet office. Mary, and little closet office, on a speakerphone, she says the most honest thing that anybody that I know, they all were feeling. And she goes, John, we're so jealous. This is because, I'm leaving to go to the Tonight Show. John, we're so jealous. Now, Baba Booey couldn't say that. Fred wouldn't say that, even though they were. Nobody could say it, but I know that Baba Booey's jealous. But Mary was the only one to actually be honest and say...
Have the balls, you mean?
Say, we're so jealous. Now, what does where mean? Isn't where a plural?
You're asking the wrong person that one.
Grammar.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
In other words, it's not I am so jealous. Where means...
Were as in more than one.
Yeah, meaning Gary and I are jealous.
We are.
So, yeah.
We are.
Yeah, we are jealous.
W-E-apostrophe-R-E.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Rob the dictionary.
Yeah.
Hey, Siri.
And it's crazy. I'm the one drinking. But anyway. But now, Gary, so Mary's, I think her father passes away. So I don't have Mary's number, but I always loved Mary. She's the sweetest girl in the world. And I DM Gary, and I say, hey, Gah, do me a favor. Please tell Mary I give her my condolences, about her loss and everything. Mama Monkey doesn't even fucking respond to me. He's not even allowed to respond to me. There's one person who's still there.
Who? Oh, don't say. Don't say.
No, I would never. But he's the only one that will respond to me. I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah.
The only one that will go, because he gets the horse shit that they're going through.
Like communist China, you can't.
Yeah.
That's what's fucking like it.
It
It
really
sounds like it's communism over there.
Yeah, it's fucking.
That was a good call, Rob.
Wow.
Yeah, it's craziness. So now what was your question?
No, you wanted to talk about the guys that cut the show up. The last show that we did that they cut up. You wanted to talk about that?
Yeah. Then we'll end with that. Okay. Shuli, you did nothing at the Stern Show. You're a nobody. Nobody gives a shit about you. And your fucking partner, this fucking hack attorney, Vincent. Now, Tommy, I told you, these guys decided to, cut your show up, 5 times? And trash the both of us? And then they actually got views. Right?
Keep going.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm just letting you go.
You are such a pussy.
I'm not a pussy.
Look, he tells me off the air, but okay. I'm just saying, and I texted Vince, because I don't have a bad relationship with Vince. I said, dude, why are you trashing me? No. Tommy, he says, we're not trashing you. We're just goofing on Tommy. I go, bullshit. No, you're not. He goes, well, then I guess you don't understand sarcasm.
That's why I said let you go, because they didn't really trash me. They hit me once or twice. They buried you every fucking 15 minutes.
Yes. Now.
With what?
No, they took the video and they chopped it up. Yeah. And if he went to the refrigerator to get a beer, and they paused it and broke his balls about bending over to get the beer and shit like that. Yeah. But they told him that they were trashing me. Now they hit me with the fucking Botox or the white teeth bullshit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Little shit. But they were hitting you, bro.
I consider you my friend. So
absolutely. I invited you to my house. You slept at my house. Met my daughter.
So
sure.
it's so I said to him, I go, why are you then fucking trashing this guy? I mean, I don't understand. Oh, come on. But I didn't know that it went on for 5 fucking, they did 5 shows on it. And here's the one thing.
5 shows?
I don't know how many. It was more than one. I don't know the exact number.
They got a lot
Whatever.
of time on their fucking hands.
But here's the thing. I have never met Shuli until I tried interviewing him. And the pussy wouldn't even talk to me. And I tried to interview him, and he called security on me.
You called security?
Yeah. And, I don't... Look...
Called security over what?
Hey, bring him
Because
on.
I was trying to ask him some Stuttering John questions, because, of course, I figured out where they were staying, because...
So you call fucking security?
Bring him on. Have him come on. Hey, what's his name?
Yeah.
Shuli?
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man.
And then the security came to me and my producer, and we're like, I don't know, dude. We were just asking questions, I mean, we didn't do anything that is wrong, as long as, last I checked in America, we didn't do anything wrong. I was just asking him questions. Okay. But, he was a coward. And Vince has called him out for being a coward. Like he doesn't, like he runs to security. He ran to the front desk and said, "Please call security. This guy's bothering me."
I thought you were going to tell me he went in there with like a baseball bat or some shit.
No, I just had a microphone trying to ask him some questions. And
It's fucking ridiculous, bro.
I've never worked with the guy. I've never had a problem with the guy. I've never even trashed the guy. The only reason that I was interviewing him because he was the only one that we found at the hotel. He was silly enough to sit right by the elevators.
Should have known.
So I just interview, but it wasn't interviews against him. It was like goofing on the show. It was goofing on it was like, isn't it ironic that John Hine created the website, Jump the Shark, and now he's on a show that's Jump the Shark. Like, it was just like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But oh God, because they're not allowed to talk to me. And I know that they were told not to because they knew I was out there. Because I said on my show, I'm going to try and get these motherfuckers.
Oh, boy. I bet you Howard wish he would have thought of that. What is it called? MDMA? I always hear it in
NDA.
NDA.
But like now, I just don't understand, Tommy. But I understand it. Shuli's a nobody. Nobody knows who he is. And, he's obviously jealous, but just to trash
either of us.
Yeah, like, why? But that's Vince. That's this hack attorney that, that's his idea, like, because he's trying to be, like, controversial. But he doesn't understand that you don't trash, at least as far as he and I thought he was my friend. I would never think that he would do a show and start trashing me, but he did,
See, now, I wouldn't say he was trashing you. I would say he was breaking your balls.
Yeah, well.
I mean, trashing is like, look at that fucking bum piece of shit, dirty, blah, blah, blah.
But why is he focusing?
Yeah, that's the question.
You know what I mean?
That's the question.
He's focusing on me.
That's the question.
So he can get views. And that's what they do. So, you know what? Like Reggie Jackson said, they don't boo nobodies.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
So, it's like they all have to, which is so, like, lame to me. If you want to really go after somebody, go after, like, big celebrity. Go after Tom Hanks, go after Whoopi Goldberg. Why are you wasting your time with a D-list fucking celebrity? I don't understand it. But they do. It's fucking insane out there.
It's a wild world, man. It's a wild world.
Oh, baby, it's a wild world. Cat Stevens. Okay, are we done?
We'll go through your stuff. We'll bring all your stuff up. Pull up your website, podcast.
Sure.
All right. Pull it up.
There's those.
There's your girl. There's those
those
toes.
again.
Oh, you missed them.
There's the troglodyte.
Look at that.
Look at that thing. Look at that. Oh, she's such a
Sorry,
pig.
let's get off of that. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
so
look at that handsome man.
who is that handsome man? He's not in here.
Yeah. He certainly isn't.
Oh.
That's me after I did I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and that's my first appearance on The Tonight Show.
Were you nervous going on in there the first time? That's
Yeah,
pretty
but
big
you know
deal,
what?
man.
I equate that to Eminem's Lose Yourself because, I did the right thing at the right place at the right time. And I killed it. Jay loved me. Yeah, I made Jay laugh, and the exec producer and head writer offered me a job.
Oh, Rob, before you go through these, what was the best performance, I wanted to ask you this last time, that you've seen live when you were working with Howard?
Best performance of
Like
what?
when they, like singers that came in or musicians?
Joe Walsh, Rosewood Bitters.
Mm.
And the Rosewood Bitters.
It was killer?
Yeah. But I'm a big Joe Walsh fan.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
All right, keep going through the stuff.
We got the podcast.
Yeah, you changed all this around. This is much more cleaner.
I didn't do that.
Well, you had somebody do it.
No, I didn't. I don't even know what. I don't know why it looks like that.
Well, it looks fucking good, so don't question it. All right? And then there's your IG. He's got some funny fucking pictures. Keep going down.
Now, were you raised in Puerto Rico or born here?
Oh no, I was born in fucking North Massapequa, Long Island. Oh God, we really got to see my fucking
at that.
ugly fucking face.
Favorite Puerto Rican food?
John. What's your favorite?
Spanish rice.
Spanish rice.
Yeah, that's what my grandma used to make.
What's his name right there in the middle?
That's Corey Feldman.
Cordy Feldman. Yep.
All right.
So do you have any gigs coming up, John?
I'll
Other than coming back here on the show again?
come here anytime, Tommy.
We always have fun.
You know I love you, brother.
Love you too, man. You got anything coming up you want to push?
Just you can follow me at Stuttering John M. Subscribe to my podcast, the Stuttering John channel, and please go ahead and give love to MSCS Media. Thank you very much.
I think before he goes, though, we should set up a spa session for you. You talked about the spa, and I think though you have to be the one to massage Marjorie Taylor Greene's feet.
Ooh, there's the deal. We get me and Rob put our money together. Next time you come, we get you a 5-star hotel.
We'll find Marjorie.
I don't want a 5-star. See, that's. Tommy,
but
have
here's
I asked you to put me up?
No, but the idea was to get you to rub her feet.
No. I mean, let's just be candid here.
No.
Did I ask you to put me up?
Absolutely not.
No. Because I don't do that.
You didn't. You didn't.
I want to save you money. I don't want to do that.
No, you did not take 1 cent advantage of me at all.
No.
At all. And you know.
Did I ask you for another fucking airplane seat?
No, and as a matter of fact, last time we did 2. And you never said, hey, give me something for the second one.
No.
You never said nothing.
That's not me.
We had fun. We had a good time, and that was it.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah, no.
We're going to get Marjorie Taylor Greene free invite for her to come on. John will rub your feet next time.
John will rub your feet.
All right,
All right,
Tommy.
buddy.
I love you, brother.
Love you, too. Thank you so much for coming back in, man.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
Yep.